is my toxic trait. Basically, they're super shoe. Oh, that looks like some, oh! In my food channel now. Epiclar Duo Plus M, like 3 months, which is terrible. Dig into your leg. Oh! They're a lot wider. I want my face to be clean. I woke up at 2:02 a.m. Star of the show.
I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore. Hello, Mona. I reach through mysterious ceilings, my only hope. I look for the things I don't know. For all in this, I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this. I stand.
What?
Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. Hello, Mona. I mistook you for a dream. The engine blows. I guess you always seem to.
It is finally getting cold. I'm so excited about it. Please comment down below if you're like me and you love the cold. Last week was basically a write-off because I had the flu. The flu is definitely going around. I'm not fully 100% sure on what the difference between a cold and a flu is. I'm pretty sure a flu is basically just a more intense cold, I think. Don't quote me. Monday I had body chills. I felt achy. My nose was super congested. I'm definitely still a little bit congested, but not too much. And I just basically spent all day in bed, and then kind of gradually from there I kind of got better and better. But I had a week off of running, a week off of the gym, basically didn't do anything. I did, which is good and bad because I feel like now I've got a lot to do, but it was nice to kind of rest, like be forced to rest. So in that time I also got a pap smear unintentionally, which this is your reminder, ladies, go get your pap smear. It's very important. In Australia you get it when you turn 25, but I was under the impression that it was almost like a self-service situation. I believe they have at-home kits now, which does kind of scare me because I'm like, how far are you putting, I assume, the swab in you? So when I went to the doctor, I kind of assumed that's what she would give me, but she was like, oh, come on the table then. And I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this right now. So I wasn't like mentally prepared, but honestly, I know a lot of people say it's really painful, or some people say it doesn't hurt at all. From my experience, it was not bad at all. It really, really wasn't. The worst part is just the fact that you're getting your bits out for a stranger. That's the worst part. The rest of it, completely fine. I believe you can sometimes get a little bit of bleeding, because obviously they get right up in there around your cervix, but other than that, it was fine. And I actually got my results back today and everything was normal, which is great. If you have been putting it off, definitely go do it because it's super, super quick. There's nothing to worry about. Trust me, it wasn't even bad. I'm very glad that I got it out of the way. Let's talk about some skincare because my skin has been so good lately, and I feel like because I got sick, my skin definitely likes to reflect what's going on the inside on the outside. Since I have been sick, my skin has just been showing it on the outside, which is always a little bit terrifying. If you've had acne in the past and you've managed to clear it somewhat all the way, whenever you get a breakout like this, for example, which may not even, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad, but when it happens, it's almost like, I cannot explain it, it makes me feel like I'm right back where I was with my bad acne when I was 18 years old, you know? And it's a very bizarre thing, even though it's not the case. Probably just because I was sick last week and I didn't eat the best because I was eating 2-minute noodles because that's what my soul needed. This is what we're dealing with. We've got a little bit of a breakout situation. Mind you, I did squeeze 2 of these and made them 10 times worse than they needed to be. But that leads me on to the sponsor of today's video, which is La Roche-Posay. In particular, I have been using these 2 products in the last couple weeks while my skin's been breaking out. It was actually very good timing because they reached out wanting to work with me, and I was like, actually, I could use some blemish fighting products. My best friend Elise also really loves this cleanser. This is the FAQs Purifying Foaming Gel, so a face cleanser, and I like this because it makes my skin feel clean without stripping it. I'm not a big fan of super gentle cleansers or really creamy cleansers because sometimes I just feel like they're not really doing anything. I run a lot, I sweat a lot. I feel like I just want my, oh my god, you can see Charlie in the background. I want my face to be clean. I want to get off all the dirt, the sunscreen, but I also don't want to strip the oil from my skin because that's never good. So I love this for that because it does foam up nicely, but it doesn't strip my skin. And then this is the star of the show. This is the FAQs Duo Plus M Triple Correction Anti-Perfections. Half of this is in French, so I apologize. This helps to target blackheads and post-acne marks because if there's one thing about me, my post-acne marks love to hang around for so much longer than they are welcome. And it also helps to kind of even your skin tone. So like I said, I've been having little breakouts on my chin, so this can help to visibly correct the dark marks and also help with the actual kind of active breakouts, if you will. And whenever I am experiencing a bit of a breakout phase, I do love to use moisturizers that particularly kind of target those imperfections and help to combat what's happening so it doesn't get too out of control, if you know what I mean. But I will leave La Roche-Posay down below to shop if you want to check out any of these products. And thank you so much to La Roche-Posay for sponsoring today's video.
Just need you to know that I want you close, closer than before. Know that we've been through a lot, now we're hiding in the crowd. I'll be whatever you want me to be.
Okay, I went to go mop the floors, and my mop's broken, which is not great because this was like $100. It's a steam mop, and I don't know if I like it or not. It really never makes the floors feel clean. Do you know like that feeling when you just mopped and the floors feel clean? Just getting back on a spot. Whereas this, I'm sure it's cleaning the floors. It was never like, oh yes, that just mopped feeling.
I know I've been acting strange for a while, but I want you close.
Good morning, happy Sunday. It is such a nice day outside. Definitely had a bit of a sleep in this morning, that's for sure. I think it's like just after 8 a.m. right now. My plan was to get up early and go for a run, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to that today. I honestly don't mind starting my run, like getting back into running next week, because then it'll just be 1 week off, which is so funny because if I wasn't in marathon training, I would not blink an eye at 1 week off. But I think just because it's marathon training, I'm like, 1 week off, that's so long, which it's really not in the grand scheme of things. According to my Ultra Human ring, which I am gonna do a review on in an upcoming vlog, I just want to wear it for like a month or so, or like a good few weeks, just to get a good, what's the word, grip on all the insights and stuff. But it's so interesting. It tells you like obviously your heart rate, your temperature deviation, which when I was sick, my temperature had gone up, which makes a lot of sense. And it tells you like whether you're stressed or stimulated or relaxed, which is super interesting because I'm such a like stressed person, I would say. And I think the most interesting one is the sleep score. So I had 12 hours, 8 minutes in bed, which I think that's quite a long time. And I got 10 hours, 43 minutes of sleep last night. If there's one thing about me, I'm pretty good with getting sleep. But the cool thing is, even though I've had all those hours of sleep, my sleep efficiency is nowhere near as good as it has been on less hours of sleep, if that makes sense. It'll tell you like the hours that you're awake, your REM sleep, which is like your, I believe it's called rapid eye movement. I don't fully know a whole heap about REM sleep, but I know it's very good for you. I think it'll calculate light sleep and then deep sleep. Light sleep is pretty much always the one that's the highest usually, and then sometimes I get a lot of deep sleep, sometimes not. This night it's so cool. It'll tell you, like, it knows when you wake up. I woke up at 2:02 a.m. because my boyfriend was at his friend's house, but he wasn't home yet. And I feel like if you have a partner and they're not home, I will not sleep through the night. Like my body will just wake up also almost in anticipation if they're home or not. So he wasn't there and I was like, oh no, now I'm not gonna be able to sleep. So I was awake for about 30 minutes and then I fell asleep again. And then I woke up like 5 minutes later. It's just so cool that you can like see that. And then when he got home at 3:44 in the morning. I woke up again and then I went straight back to sleep. But yeah, I just think it's super cool, super interesting. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it because otherwise I'll just sit here and give you a full-on chat about this app. Also, this robe is from Jeff Avenue. It's definitely pricey. I think it was like 250 AUD, but I love it. I wanted it for so long. A few people, what is you doing? Bringing in sticks, thank you very much. And it is stunning. I think the quality is amazing. I think it's super cute. I wear it every day, every single day. So I definitely am getting my money's worth. Why are you eating a stick? But one thing that I have been terrible, honestly, since the move and probably a little bit before that, I have not been reading. Ever since I finished Kingdom of Ash, I just have not been able to get into it again. And I just really need to force myself to read. And then I know that I'll just get back into it. I just really haven't even thought about it, which is sad because I love reading and I was getting into it and then I just have really fallen off the bandwagon in the last like 3 months, which is terrible. In my defense, I did get super into Grey's Anatomy. I got up to season 9, but I've kind of fallen off of that because it just gets a bit boring. But now I'm rewatching a show called Saving Hope, which is basically Grey's Anatomy. I love that show. I watched it 3 times all the way through. I also need to get a mop today because my mop just broke yesterday. Yeah, I think we might go to the mall. For the rest of your life, and your heart. You said you moved on fast, or losing my mind, but you were not mine. You were so Hello, welcome to my kitchen. I want to show you kind of like my go-to recipe at the moment. Well, it's not really a go-to recipe because since we've moved here, our habit of eating out, or should I say ordering takeaway, is terrible. Definitely the worst it's ever been. I think I've touched on this briefly, but I have not been eating the way I should be eating for my gut health. And I know I recently was sick, but I feel like I can just tell I feel a lot more bloated and just not at my peak self, how I felt basically when I was really looking after my gut health. That is something that we're trying to work on. Well, I'm trying to work on. I've got like a little rash above my lip from blowing my nose so much, which that is so gross. Anyway, I pretty much make this with different types of meat and different types of noodles, but the vegetables is basically the same. Like I do this exact same recipe when I make it with gnocchi. I've got some of these wide glass potato noodles. These, I don't know what I expected. I think I just kind of expected them to be like kind of normal rice noodles, and I would suggest to not try them when they're not actually in your meal because they're very, very chewy and slimy and not very appetizing. However, they are really, really good at kind of absorbing flavors. So let me just, they're made from potato. I'm sorry about this lighting. Wait, let me see if I can, I feel like that's not better. Is that better? I wish you could answer me. I think it is better because it's not so intense, but I'm so sorry if it's not better. No, I'm gonna turn it back on because this is too dark. This is better. By the way, this shirt, from Etsy. I've gotten heaps of questions about that. I need to get back on track with not eating out so much. I've got some new foods coming tomorrow because I've noticed as I've gotten older, my desire to cook has really kind of disappeared. If anything, I feel like most people, it goes the other way. Like when you're younger, you tend to eat takeout a lot. And then as you get older, you kind of mature more and I don't know, cook your own foods, but I don't know if it's just because of this move. And I have no issue with eating out or getting takeaway like on the weekends or occasionally, but not like every other day or every night. I'm gonna use some chicken. I like getting the schnitzel chicken because it's cut up quite nicely. And I don't like cutting up chicken. Ugh. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, so I'm just gonna talk into my phone and use it as a microphone. I'm gonna pour about 1 cup of water, so 250 mils into this cup. Bang on, look at me go. And then I'm gonna add some of this chicken stock. And this is gonna be kind of like the base of the sauce. Or maybe this is chicken. I don't know if it was vegetable stock. And then I'm gonna put in, it was supposed to be tomato paste, but I think it's like vegetable paste, but it just adds a little razzle dazzle to the concoction. This is light cream cheese. Yeah, Philadelphia. Oh, that scared me so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so difficult. Okay, I don't even know if the phone's making a difference. Probably not. I'm gonna use the rest of this because I'm gonna put in about 30-ish grams into here, or 43. So, and then I find it so much easier to mix everything in the stock because it melts so much quicker. All right, let's drain the noodle. They're very like gloopy. That's the best way I can describe it. Just gonna check on the chicken. If there's one thing that I hate in this world, it's dry chicken, but I also don't want to get salmonella, so there's a fine line, you know. I'm gonna get my whisk everything together. Is that ASMR or is that just gross? Get yourself one of those little whisks. Great investment. All right, the way you should test if your chicken is done is you get the biggest piece and you cut it open, because if the biggest piece is cooked through, then pretty much guaranteed that all of your other pieces will be cooked through. Oh, look at that. Possible food poisoning chances, I think we're pretty good. Meat tends to continue cooking. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was Gordon Ramsay, but meat usually continues to cook a little bit longer after you've taken it off the pan. I know chicken is a bit of a funny one because I feel like we're all a little bit terrified of getting food poisoning. Now we move on to actually cooking the dish. That looks so good, right? In my food channel now. The seasoning that I just used, I don't know, it was just in the pantry. Smoked and charred Texan style. I'm gonna put all my veggies in the pan. We've got carrot, peas and corn, mushroom, and red onion. Zucchini I feel like would go really well, but I have made myself sick of zucchini. I can't stand big lights on. I would rather have 5 lamps on than one big intense light, I'm sorry. How about if I put you over here? Oh, much nicer. What was I saying? It took me well over a year, but I finally am also sick of rice paper rolls. Don't even look at me with a rice paper roll because I think I've made them once in this house and I was like, nah, had these way too many times, which makes sense. On average, it takes me about a year of eating something like every single day to get sick of it.
I control and like be able to now, but I'm such a, you know what?
Don't mean to toot my own horn, but that looks sexy. You know what would go really well on this? Sun-dried tomatoes. Professional. That looks pretty freaking good. And the noodles just kind of absorb all of the flavor of the sauce.
I've read that the student, that's fine. I'll just tell her that you're not able to see it. Hi. You can go back. But I don't want you to go back.
Closer than before, but I want want you close. Ooh, ooh, closer than before. And no one knows. Ooh, ooh.
Good morning, it's Monday, and today is the first morning, well, probably that I've even been awake early enough. But it's 11 degrees right now, oh my gosh. And we're gonna go get ready for my first run in actually over a week. My last run was on the 9th of May and today's the 20th, so it's been a minute. I know this is dramatic to everyone, like, who cares? Anticipation, I don't know. We're gonna do an easy run today. I'm gonna pick up where I left off on my running plan. Oh, something is in my eye. Also, thank you so much for all the concern regarding my plan and not progressing too quickly, which is completely right. When you are running and you're trying to increase distance, you should never essentially do what I did and just jump a big leap. I think the reason I did it is because I have run those distances before, even though it had been a while and I felt really strong in my body, but it's never really a good idea to jump like that. So what I've done is I have brought my plan back to where I had it so I wasn't jumping so far ahead, which I think is a much better idea. Everything is kind of gradually increasing bit by bit, kilometer by kilometer as I go through my weeks, which is the way to go. So what I'm gonna do is pick up where I left off. Technically I'm supposed to be in week 8 right now, but I'm just gonna continue week 7. We are gonna do a nice 9k easy run, easy referring to the pace. It's a bit cold this morning. Got some gooby doobies. I also bought this massage gun off of Amazon and it's pretty good. This looks suspicious, but that is really good for getting into your calves. I got a massage gun for my birthday a couple years ago and it's not very good. Like, it's not very powerful because massage guns can be expensive. I'm pretty sure Theragun, which is the massage gun brand, it's about $600 at least. So this is how... Oh, that looks like some... Oh! Me! Oh, this one's pretty good. No, they just pop on and off, but it's pretty powerful for what I need to do. I might actually use it before I go today just to kind of get my calves moving and stuff, since it is a lot more cold. You need to warm up more. I've been waiting to wear these shoes since I got them. Now, even though I'm going on an easy run, I really want to test out these shoes. These are the New Balance, gosh, SE Elite. It's basically their super shoe because I can't help myself with needing to buy new pairs of shoes. And I literally don't take my own advice because I didn't try them on before I got them. But I did lots of research because I really like my Adidas ones. However, they are a little bit on the uncomfortable side, not in the way that they don't fit. Excuse me, what are you doing?
Where does she go?
She just looks suspicious. Super shoes, they're made to be fast. My Adidas ones are so good and they do make me really fast. For my half marathon and marathon, I would like to wear a carbon plated shoe, but I know if I wear my Adidas's, the marathon in particular, my feet will just become too uncomfortable by the end of it. And then I like my Super Blasts, but they aren't a carbon plated shoe, but I still would probably pick them over the Adidas ones for my races, which apparently the Super Blasts have been discontinued, but they're coming out with the Super Blast 2 this year, which hopefully they don't ruin the shoe because that is like my all-time favorite shoe. It's so comfy. So I did lots of research trying to figure out if I would like these or not because I think it's Philly Bowden wears these. People who spoke about this shoe said that it's definitely a more comfortable super shoe and it's like not as fast perhaps as other super shoes, but I don't care. I'm not an elite runner. I would rather something a little bit more comfortable, and it's better for people with wide feet. A lot of carbon plated shoes that I have tried on, they're a lot more thinner. It's very strange. New Balance, I believe, are a little bit more wide feet friendly. And they look so cool in my opinion. I love the colorway. I definitely am like a fluoro green shoe type of person. I love how I'm giving a review when I haven't even worn them yet. I might hate them. Also, I know I'm like literally being such a hypocrite and I always say like, make sure you try on your pair of shoes before you buy them. If you've never bought a pair of running shoes before, I would definitely suggest that. But I think because I know what I'm looking for, it's a little bit less of a ridiculous thing to do. Plus, I can always return them if I didn't like them upon first wear. But that is what they look like. So you can see they're a lot wider than typical super shoes. I went up half a size because heaps of the reviews said to do that, and they are honestly a perfect fit. I'm not the best with getting shoe size right. These are pretty bang on perfect. So I think what I like about these is they don't feel like a super shoe, even though I've only worn one pair, because I used to think that the Super Blasts were a super shoe. They're not. They have the word super in them. Super shoes are a super shoe if they have a carbon plate in them, and the Super Blasts don't. But with that said, I do love them. They are definitely a lot more on the heavy side, I guess you could say, but I still love them, and they could end up very well being my race shoe if I don't like these. So this is gonna be the fit today. These are the LSKD. I want to say they're called the Elixir shorts or something like that. I really like them. They remind me of Lululemon, and I do really love that the waist, not the waistband, like the thigh band is really stretchy. Like, look at that. It doesn't dig into your legs. And then this is a Luna Jane little sports bra, and because it is, let me just see, it is quite chilly outside, I'm gonna wear this long sleeve second left. Gives me very like Pilates dance vibes. Yeah, I'm excited to give these a whirl. Even though I'm doing an easy run, which typically you would not wear a pair of carbon plated shoes for an easy run, but I just wanna give them a go. He's just the star of the show. Such a happy girl. Also, this is my skin today. This one, pretty much now just dealing with the marks fading. Let me stop rambling because I always take forever when I'm getting ready to go for a run. I just broke my running belt. Damn it. This is the situation. This is definitely more of a threshold run.